Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge interior wall sconce traditional single light 203221, and this is a great fixture. I have specified this in a million times in people's places as well as commercial applications. So a couple things about it. It's reversible. You can point it down. You can also point it up, and it'll do different things when you do that. People will use this flanking mirrors in bathrooms, both pointing down, because it'll put task light onto your hands if you're putting in contact lenses, taking out a sliver, any of that kind of stuff. People will also point this up because they wanted that light to project and hit the ceiling and bounce off that ceiling and become ambient light that will bathe the room. So it does some really great things. Let's get into more details on it. 9 inches tall, 5 inches wide, 8.5 inches projection from the wall out, and the end of this is going to be right here. So that's 8.5 inches out. Mounting height from the bottom of the fixture to the middle of your electrical outlet box is coming in at 3.8 inches. So a great way to show you that and more details on that is to look at the install sheets. And these are going to be the papers that come in the box when you get this. And the best way to look at them now is to look over, if you're on the page for this, on our site, Handmade in Vermont, look over on the right-hand side of your screen. Midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say, click here for installations instructions PDF. Open that up for me. It's going to show you a lot of things. It's going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you how the glass goes on, which I'm going to show you how to do in a second. It's going to show you how the back plate goes over your 4-inch junction box. So really take advantage of those papers, especially for the drawings. And that'll be for all Hubbardton stuff. That'll be over there. It really shows you a lot more information. So you're going to notice this is going to be in the box when you get it. And this is a retaining ring tool. It's metal. And this is the retaining ring that's going to go over the socket, and this is going to be using, we'll get into sockets in a second, but this is the socket it's going to be using, and basically kind of goes over it like that, holds the glass to the fixture. And how you put this on basically is you take the retaining ring, the one I have in my hand, and you basically, one of these is flared, so okay, here we go. So flared end, you put it in like that. What I generally do is I'll take the glass and I'll just slide it over the top, so it's kind of like that, and you can see the retaining ring in there. And then I'll take both of them together and I hold them together, and then you slide this over the socket, and you really just use the retaining ring tool to take the place of your hand, which really can't get to the bottom of this thing. Remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, and then that's going to leave the retaining ring in the bottom of the fixture, retaining the glass on when you're done. Don't throw this away. Put this someplace safe, like a drawer in the kitchen, one of those junk drawers, and just keep it forever, okay? Let's hop into the glass for a quick second. So a lot of people just think this is white glass. It's well beyond that. Hubbardton Forge's opal glass is very technically done. When you look at this, you'll actually see that this is a piece of clear glass to begin with, and then they blow in a second layer. It's all hand blown of white glass, so there's a white layer on the inside of this glass, and then they come back and they sandblast the whole outside, so it's beautifully made. It's just a nice, beautifully soft white called opal. So that's your glass on this, okay? So let's get into sockets for a minute, and we'll talk about what you can put into this. Hubbardton says that you can go up to 100 watts for incandescent. That's the older bulbs we used to use in our lives because of the heat generated by an incandescent bulb. Just a regular screw-in bulb, nothing special. However, a lot of us want to use LEDs nowadays, and as far as LEDs go, no problem at all. So use whatever you like because they don't draw a lot of electricity, they don't generate heat. There's different types of LEDs out in the marketplace. This is still an LED. It's got these little phosphorus lines inside. This is the traditional one you guys have seen a lot. Screws in, just like any other light bulb, no big deal. So as far as, when you get into these sizes, A19 that'll fit into this glass, that's probably A19, A21 for the most part will be the max. And that's a pretty big bulb. You can get A19s up to 100 watt equivalent. You can get A21s up to 150 watt equivalent. You can choose your color temperature with LEDs. Always remember that. If you're going to be using these in a bathroom, a lot of people will generally try to use that softer light. That's almost the same glow as an incandescent bulb. For LEDs, that's going to be 3,000 Kelvin. And then if you guys like daylight, the white light from the outside, that's going to be 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin. It'll tell you those numbers on the page when you're ordering these online. It'll tell you on the box when you're at a big box store or a hardware store where that light falls on there. So remember, 3,000 Kelvin is that softer, warmer light. That's like the light coming down on me right now from these LEDs, and that's that warmer glow. And then that whiter full spectrum light is called daylight, and that's going to be 4,000, 5,000. If you want to dim this, just make sure you put it on, get a Dimmable LED, really important, and put it on a dimmer equipped for LEDs because the fixture is dimmable regardless. Okay, so let's move on to metal finishes really quick. Hubbardton Forge, well, we have an amazing showroom here, but before we get there, let's talk about metal finishes. And we have a Hubbardton Forge finishes guide. So over in the red tabs on the left-hand side of your screen, you see a lot of stuff over there. You're going to see a finishes help guide button. When you're done with this video, go open that up for me. You're going to see a video at the top of that page of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a color chart farther down below. So if you scroll down on that page, you'll see this chart. It's got all the finishes on it, and I'll be talking about that in the video. When you're done watching the video, go back down to the chart. You can click on any excuse me, you can click on any of those pictures. You can click on dark smoke, you can click on burnished steel, whatever. Big window is going to pop up. It's going to show you lots of samples of different Hubbardton Forge fixtures in that finish. And that's a great reference tool for you guys to really look at a lot of stuff in those finishes. That's your best opportunity, really. We have this on display on the second floor of our showroom. We have over 350 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's on the left-hand side of your screen in the red tabs. If you want to open that up, it'll show you what's here. We also have a clearance center. So clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. Amazing deal for you guys. You have to come here to use it. And if you're going to come visit us, do me a favor, measure a lot of stuff. So measure your ceiling heights, measure your counter heights and counter lengths and island lengths, tables, distance between junction boxes. If you're putting pendants over a kitchen island, that's a really important thing. Take an iPad if you got one, take pictures of everything, and then bring it with you. We can kind of go over everything together. Bring a good size SUV if you can, because the boxes in clearance tend to be a little on the bigger side. A lot of people want to take stuff home because it's such a great deal, okay? When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. We're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else does that. Some larger items and custom things are going to be non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that well ahead of time. And that's generally big things on pallets, but it'll always tell you on the page whether that's so. So take a good gander for that too. Our showroom in Vermont is open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you guys want to know more about all of what we've been talking about, you can always email us at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, or you can call 802-446-2400 during business hours. So I think that wraps things up. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Thanks for stopping in today. Take care. Bye-bye.